Ancient history is replete with symbolic, freestanding twin structures which often depict a deity at their centre, or that simply stand as mysterious markers, like a gateway to some other unknown world beyond. In the book The Golden Dawn, which claims to hold the entire magical teachings of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, whose members included self-proclaimed beast Aleister Crowley, it is claimed that therein lies an explanation of the symbols of the grade of the neophyte, which clarifies the mystical meaning of the two pillars. As the book continues, a magical ritual of the two pillars is outlined, and it is explained to the beginner that the mysterious and magical motif of the two pillars have many names and many historical origins. One of which, we are told, is from the Egyptian north and south columns of the gate of the Egyptian Hall of Truth, reminding us instantly of the north and south twin structures of the World Trade Center complex. Furthermore, in 33 Degree Mason Manly P. Hall's writings, The Secret Teachings of All Ages, more mention is made of the twin Egyptian obelisks, which are interchangeable with all the other twin structures throughout history. Hall asserts that the obelisks before the sanctuaries of Egypt have the same symbolic import as the biblical twin pillars of Boaz and Jachin of Solomon's Temple, monuments to which can be seen depicted with the as above, so below compass and square motif, symbolic of the seal of Solomon, the magical representation of the planet Saturn, which was in Gemini, astrological sign of the twins, on 9/11/2001. In the King James Bible, Boaz and Jachin are described as each being decorated with checker work, and the very same detail is seen surrounding the symbolic pillars in every Freemasonic hall. In the same biblical chapter, Boaz and Jachin are described as being decorated with pomegranates, a feature prominently seen surrounding the Tarot Pack's High Priestess, who sits between the very same pillars. The card can also be seen with the familiar twin numeral or Gemini symbol at its top. Boaz and Jachin magically represent polarity, polarities of dark and light, female, male, birth and death, and the interchangeable north and south, again reminding us instantly of 9/11's twinned structural centerpiece. In The Secret Teachings of All Ages, Hall states that in the mysterious Sephirothic Tree of Life, these two pillars symbolize severity and mercy. The Tree of Life is, of course, the Kabbalah, a multi-symbolic magical map of consciousness, whose sephira or spheres incorporate the planets of astrology, which are linked by magical paths, each ruled by one of the Tarot Pack's 22 major Arcana cards. The two Masonic pillars Boaz and Jachin are interchangeable with the two outer columns on the Tree of Life, as highlighted here. As Hall stated, they are known as severity and mercy, more examples of their polarity, as noted earlier. The complete Tree of Life is interchangeable with another Freemasonic tracing board as seen here, which is orientated by the letters E for East and W for West at the top and bottom, which consequently orientates the two outer columns of Boaz and Jachin with North and South, giving us another direct hit with the North and South twin towers of 9/11's World Trade Center. Here is a Freemasonic ritual of someone at the entrance to somewhere. Two pillars either side and the seal of Solomon above. Does the entrance lead to a symbolic temple of Solomon, with the two pillars of Boaz and Joachim being ritualistically embodied as the twin towers? This will be touched on in a later presentation, but in the meantime I'd like to draw your attention to a bit of synchromysticism.
My God, that's it! All along, it's been so simple. Now what? The whole damn hive will be bearing down on us any second now. Hold on, I figured it out. The second piece serves as a compass for the wormhole. With this I can open a doorway anywhere. I'm setting the coordinates for the chambers of the Peace Council. When we tell them about Romna, they'll launch a preemptive nuclear strike against the hive. That's it!
stone are enough to bring this world to hell. Through us, all roads lead to hell. Chosen, you are near to your goal. Know then the future hell planned for you if you should choose to betray ISIS. Already the corporations are feeding your children, the future robots who will work the machine. Your every need will be catered for in this brave new world. But you will be dead in everything but the flesh, and will not feel it. And those above, the Illuminati, they who destroyed the first world, will destroy the second. Walk with us. Be strong. We are going back to the garden. Ether will take you forward into hell. Behind the panel, we show the last part of the painting. This is the first part of the secret. The second lies behind the door. This card shows you the world we will make. This card shows her face. ISIS. Is not the secret always before us? The signs written clearly for those who have eyes to see. If you trust Keeper, then you will walk the path that leads to hell. Reunite the dark and light, and turn the tides for love and light.
Dedicated his life to the discovery of a cure and the restoration of humanity. On September 9, 2012, at approximately 8:49 p.m., he discovered that cure. And at 8:52, he gave his life to the family. We are his legacy. This is his legend. Light up the darkness.